You guys, welcome to our last class. I know. Okay, wow. So, too many cooks. You guys, today we're going to do Love Wins. Yay! We had to get all the fun stuff out of the way because now we're going to get all kinds of serious. I'm serious. All right. So, we've talked about all kinds of dynamics in discerning spirits, right? And the things that are going on there, the components, the foundation, the background, the gifting, the emotions, the drama. And today we're going to talk about love. And for the record, I had Love Wins as a bumper sticker on my car back like 10, 11 years ago. Before Rob Bell ever wrote a book. Before the gay community grabbed it as their slogan, I think. I think that's true. Anyway, I'm all about this. So I don't care what has been associated with this term. This is absolutely true. Love wins. Okay, so that's the title of today's class. Oh my, we're just jumping right in, aren't we? Okay, so to get started correctly, we're going to read some scripture, just to set the stage. And by we, I mean Emily.
But when the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together. And then one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question, testing him, and saying, "Teacher, which is the great commandment in the law?" And Jesus said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind." Stop that. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another just as I have loved you. You also are to love one another. By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another.
Thank you. All right. So love. Oh, did you need... Okay. Love. Sorry, it was... Matthew 22, 34 to 40. And then John 13, 34 to 35. Okay, so what is love? Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah. No more. We have to start with the question, what is love? Because when I say that word love in this moment, it means different things to many of you in this room. And it's kind of awkward because the English language, we have one word for like several different types of love that exist. We've got romantic, erotic love between lovers. We've got... Okay. We've got phileo love, brotherly love, right? Companionship, all that. We've got agape love, that altruistic, unconditional love of God. Today we're talking about agape. The love that comes from the Lord, the love that Jesus is talking about. They'll know you're my disciples if you have love for one another. That's how the world will know who you are. Okay? So we're talking about that love. But when we talk about it, even in that context, what you think I mean when I say that is different than what I'm saying right now. I know that because you're human. I know that because I've talked to lots of people, and they have lots of different ideas about what they think love is. From what they say, how they act, how they treat people, their idea of love is different than what God is talking about. It's actually different. And in order for me to actually grow in this, to receive the revelation that I have in this place, I needed to ask this question, like seriously. I grew up in the church. I learned religion really early on. I knew you have to love. You're supposed to. It's the deal. Everything in the entire Bible hangs on loving God with everything you are, right? So I knew that was the answer. I knew that the answer was love. The problem was, I knew if/when the test came, I didn't have it. I didn't have it. I had to get really real with myself, really honest. And just in the dark, quiet corner behind my Christianity, where I'm talking to God, I'm like, God, I don't know if I have love. I don't know if I love people, honestly. And, it goes a little darker, a little further back. I don't know if I love you. God, I don't know if I love you. And I'm having this conversation, and I'm totally serious. And I want to love God. I want to love people. I totally want that. I just don't know that I do. And those are two different conversations. We're going to get into that today because it's important. Okay? So, some of you, you're in the same spot I was. Right now, you're in that spot, the corner one, behind your Christianity, behind your BSSM status. You don't know what love is. And that's okay. There's no condemnation, no punishment for you here. But if that's you, I would like to encourage you to come into the light. The only way that's ever going to change is if you allow your soul to actually ask this question. And stop pretending. Stop faking it for the other Christians. Because if you don't have it, you're broke. If you don't know what love is, this is going to suck. Christianity will fail you. It's actually kind of boring without him. So, this has to be possible. You have to be allowed to ask this question. You have to be able to consider this. You have to have the freedom to look in the mirror and wonder, is it there? Do I have it? Yeah. It wasn't fun. I was terrified. I never said this out loud to other people back then because I cared too much about what they thought back then. I was Mr. Agreeable, remember? And Mr. Agreeable can't say he doesn't love people. They don't like that. Plus, I was a Christian. That's awkward. Growing up, I didn't know what love was. I wasn't sure I loved people. I wasn't sure if I loved God. We covered that. Okay. And then I met him. I met love. So I'm going to tell you further down the story, and then we're going to go back a little bit, okay? We're just going to bounce around a little bit because I think it's important that we do that. So I was going to a college group in Portland, Oregon back in the day. Excuse me, back in the day. Actually, Zach, could you grab me some water somehow, anywhere? Thank you. Back in the day, Zach, we're good. Thank you. Whose is that? Oh, do you love me? Thank you. Thanks, Garrett. I would go to this college group every Friday night with some friends. We had to drive 40 minutes to go to this thing. It was like out of the way. And I was 18 years old. Like, who does that? On a Friday night? Are you kidding? We're going to church? Yeah, we did. Because the preacher was anointed. I don't know. We didn't even have that word in our vocabulary back then. We didn't believe in anointing. We didn't know what that was. But we knew when this guy spoke, something was happening to us. We knew when he preached, when he talked about God, that it was real. It mattered. I don't know why. Just you could feel it, right? And that man convinced me that God loved me. After like 8 months of sitting underneath him for 8 months, every Friday night he would just emphatically declare how much God loved us. He loves you. And he was so emotional about it, just so like articulate and poetic and emphatic about it. And you can't sit under that for any given period of time and not have something happen to you, right? So eventually my mind accepted it. I think God actually loves me. And then he showed up. So the path got prepared, whatever. One day, it's Friday night, the lights go off, the rock star band is up there leading us into the presence of God. But, in the crazy chaos loudness of all this and the distraction, you could get alone with the Lord, right? And I don't remember what day it was. I don't remember what made this day different, but all of a sudden, everything stopped. Everything was different. Something was in the room I did not know previously. Growing up in the church, I had heard words like glory, holiness, anointing. I'm like, what do these words mean? What does that even mean? Like, we use these words in the conversations. Like, do you even know what you're talking about? Because I don't. And I knew everything. I'm like, I know everything, you guys, and I don't know what this is. I don't think you do either. And we didn't. And we wouldn't say that. We were too, intellectual to admit that we didn't know stuff. But that day, that night, in that moment, I discovered what holiness was. I didn't know what it was until I met him. And all of a sudden, I knew exactly what that word was in the Bible. And I've had trouble ever since trying to articulate it, and I'm going to have trouble now. But it felt something like this. There was someone in the room that was the purest, most innocent person I had ever experienced. And he was huge. I mean, he was everything. I mean, he was underneath all of it, and above it, and inside of it, and around it. I was like, what? And in all of that, in all the vastness and all of the microscopic capacity, every single bit was perfect, was pure, clean. I mean, the word innocent just feels so appropriate. He was so pure-hearted, so kind. And there was a humility to him. So like gentle and lowly of heart, this person was. Like surprisingly so. I had never conceived of what was happening. I had never conceived of it. I was like, who is this? What is going on? And it was a little distracting because while all that's happening, my body's going, "Ugh!" And a lot of fluid is coming out of my face. And I'm gathering a pool of my own. It was a very moist experience. That's right, I said moist. I'm gathering all of these tears and snot. Like, it wasn't cute. It wasn't like, oh, look how humble that is. It was like, oh my God. Someone go get a first aid kit. Or something. Like, this isn't, it was much. I remember one time I literally had like a handful of my own snot. Like a handful, I'm not joking. And I wiped it on my own bag. Because there wasn't tissue anywhere, and when the lights came on and worship was over, I'm bloodshot and wet, and I'm like, and it looks like my soul had been taken from me, in a good way, and I'm holding snot. And I was like, if I ask for tissue from anyone, they're going to see what I look like. Right? This is happening more than once, and you'd think that I would come prepared, but no, I didn't. Anyway, every Friday this would happen. The lights would go off and holiness is here. And back then, in the state that I was in, I wanted to crawl into a black hole and disappear or die. Honestly, I wanted to not be in the room because someone like me couldn't be in the room with someone like him. It was totally inappropriate. I was muddying up the place. It was more than I could handle. And this person loved me. He was so gentle and affectionate toward me, and I was not prepared. Nobody prepared me for this person. I had no idea what he was like. And I thought I knew who God was. I had led people to Jesus. And at this point, I was like, what am I doing? The lights would come up, John Mark would preach, the service would be over, and I would look around, and everything was different. Everyone was different. The world I lived in was different because I had changed. Like, after that experience, I'd look at people and everybody was so beautiful. Everyone was perfect. There was nothing wrong with anyone. There was no anticipation of offense or lack or shortcoming or fault of any kind that didn't exist. And all I could feel was energy coming toward me to want to serve them, to bless them, to complete them if at all I could, to contribute to their benefit. I just wanted to give because they were worthy. Not him. They were. Something changed. I was like, what is this? And I realized after probably like 6 or 7 times this happening to me, I realized, oh my gosh, I think this is love. I think this is what love feels like. Do I have love? Do I love people? Oh, cute. Guys, love was happening to me. It wasn't something that I chose or that I did or that I accomplished. It was someone that took me over. And I was not prepared. All my years of Christianity, they did not tell me what he was like. Oh. After these experiences, it started like bleeding out of Friday nights. And I would start crying on the way in the car. If I thought about Jesus, I would start crying. If someone said Jesus, I would cry. If someone said God, I would cry. If I saw one human being being generous or kind to another human being, I would cry. Because there was God. He was everywhere. And he was the most beautiful person I'd ever seen. And I couldn't escape him. I was so laid bare to him. I couldn't handle it, right? So I just cry all the time. And I remember one time I'd been promoted at my job. I had a staff of 14 people that I oversaw. And I made the mistake of thinking about, I was dreaming, if Jesus was standing with me right here, right now, what would I do? Just because I couldn't get away from him. He was so real. He was so present. Anyway, if he was standing right here, what would I do? And I thought about it, and I was like, I wouldn't be able to have a conversation with him. I would probably try, and then I'd fall on my knees and just cling to his robes, because he'd be wearing robes. I'd just cling to him, because I couldn't believe someone like him exists. I don't know how to talk to someone like this, but he's real. You know what I mean? So I had these really conflicting things in my mind. Everything I'd known up to this point, and now everything I knew now. They didn't compute. And so I started crying really hard, to the point where I had to get up from my desk and go to the bathroom. And as I'm walking to the bathroom, there's one of the girls sitting here. She was from IHOP. So she kind of had a value for the Lord and stuff. She looked at me, she was like, I was like, ugh. And I locked myself in the bathroom. I closed the door, locked it, and sank to the floor and just wept. For 10 minutes. I'm not joking. I'm not saying this, oh, look how cool I am. That's not the point. I sank to the floor and I wept because Jesus exists. Because he's here. Because he's here like this. The way that he was, that he is, I just couldn't contain it. I was like, oh, God, you're so beautiful. It's destroying me. I can't handle it. So I went on a journey, and I wanted to figure out, I wanted to know more. Because even though this was happening a bit, it was so experiential and overwhelming, I didn't have words. I didn't know how to describe what I'm telling you now. I didn't have the vocabulary. So I started exploring, who else knows about this? Who has met this person? I can't be the only one. Although I feel like I am, because I've never heard this before. No one has ever told me that he's like this. Who knows him? So I started talking to people. And I also I used to send out a quote of the day in my office. I'm so weird. Oh, I love me. All right. I used to send out a quote of the day every day. And I actually ended up having a subscriber list of people from my office, people that there were other departments, senior level executive management people, wanting to get my quotes. I'm like, is this even legal? All right, cool. Okay. And then people outside of my workplace, other people in other offices, yeah, I want to be on that list. And it just grew. I was like, this is awesome. Every day I'd send a quote, and people would react and whatever. But I started coming across quotes, and I was like, oh my gosh, this person knows. This person has experienced him. They know what he's like. They know what love is. Because I couldn't find that. It wasn't common. It wasn't common. Okay, so I've got a few quotes that I had come across over the last several years of people whom I'm convinced have encountered love. They've not studied love. They don't just assume based on everything they've learned as kids that they know what it is. They've experienced something deeper than their mind could conceive and found a way to articulate something. Okay? Simone Weil. Love consent to all and commands only those who consent. You guys, that is true. I don't care what her deal is, where she's from, what she's about, what her faith is. That's love. He's like that. Loretta Young. Love isn't something you find. It's something that finds you. That's absolutely true. I'm hoping some of you're allowing love to get out of your brain, to crawl out of that tiny little box that he can't exist within. Love is not something you find. It's something that finds you. Khalil Gibran. When you love, you should not say, God is in my heart, but rather, I am in the heart of God. And think not you can direct the course of love. For love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. That's true. This is Robert Southwell. Not where I breathe, but where I love, I live. Not where I breathe, but where I love, I live. Rumi. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. That's true. Oh, sorry. Just the moans. The moans and the protests. All right. You guys, these people know what love is. On some level, to some degree, in some capacity, they have encountered him. And they've expressed a mystery. He's like this. And one thing I want to notice about all these quotes is they're talking about something higher than us, something more powerful than us. We don't have authority over love. We're beneath him. We don't control love. Okay. I wanted to understand and explore him further, so I started asking other people. I started talking to everybody I knew. I talked to my spiritual mentors, talked to my friends, talked to my coworkers, talked to people at the grocery store. I'm not joking. I talked to anybody who would handle it with me. I would ask them, what's love? And they'd look at me like, are you serious? What? Why would we ever talk about that? We don't have time. What? And then they would just, after we got past the awkward, like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, they would start telling me, oh, I think love is this, or love is this. And it was interesting, because not everyone is able to express themselves articulately, but they tried, and I'm grateful, and I had grace for them, and I wasn't wanting to judge what they were saying. I wanted to know, do they know what I know? I was looking for companions. Did anybody else experience this? Does anybody else know him? And they would, give me their answers. People came up with 3 things, basically. After polling all of these people, it was one of 3 categories that people's answers came in. Love is either a feeling, love is a choice, or love is a verb. This is what they came up with. This is what generally everyone I talked to said. I was like, okay. I didn't do this in some kind of scientific, methodical fashion. I didn't mean to come up with this, average. This just happened because I talked to everyone. I'm not joking. Anyone who could hang with me, I talked to them about this. I was obsessed. I was like, rabid, I needed to know. Love is a feeling, a choice, or a verb. Something you do. And I weighed it out after a while. I was like, yeah, I feel love. Totally, I get that. And I know I choose because of love. Yeah. And I do things because of love. That's true. But none of these things capture love. Love can't be contained in any of this. This is disappointing to me. This list doesn't cut it. This isn't enough, which is uncomfortable because I didn't have anything else to work with. This is all I was given. This is all my environment had to offer. What I experienced and what they were telling me did not get along. Something's wrong. I even asked people, what is the opposite of love? Because I found that if it was negative, they felt way more comfortable talking about it. So they would tell me what they thought the opposite of love was, which told me what they thought it was. So I had to start tricking them to playing my game. Anyway, this is what came out of that. Sorry, you guys. Listen, this thing is supposed to let me see my notes, but because it doesn't, it won't. I have to just bounce around. Sorry. Feeling, choice, verb. No. It's not enough. We're going to take a moment. Let's look at what C.S. Lewis has to say. To love at all is to be vulnerable. Love anything and your heart will be wrung and possibly broken. If you want to make sure of keeping it intact, you must give it to no one, not even an animal. Wrap it carefully round with hobbies and little luxuries. Avoid all entanglements. Lock it up safe in the casket or coffin of your selfishness. But in that casket, safe, dark, motionless, airless, it will change. It will not be broken. It will become unbreakable, impenetrable, irredeemable. To love is to be vulnerable. This guy has experienced love. He's encountered him. He's talking about something deeper than our thoughts, deeper than our rationale. How am I? if love isn't just a feeling, if he's not just a choice, if he's not just action, then what is he? What is love? What is this thing? How do where does it go? What is it contained in? How do I understand this? I came across a passage. 1 John 4, 16 to 21. This passage ruined my life. Messed me up real good. Help me.
So we have come to know and to believe the love that God has for us. God is love, and whoever abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. By this is love perfected with us, so that we may have confidence for the day of judgment, because as he is, so also are we in this world. There's no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not been perfected in love. We love because he first loved us. If anyone says, I love God, and hates his brother, he is a liar. For he who does not love his brother whom he has seen cannot love God whom he has not seen. And this commandment we have from him: whoever loves God must also love his brother.
What the heck? What the heck? No. Wrong. That's not true. That can't be true. That's absurd. No way. God, how does this make sense? I'm giving you a little peek into my brain when this hit me. No way. How is this possible? And I had enough sense about me that I knew the Bible was probably right. I was probably wrong. But again, we've got a clash here. This doesn't make sense to what I know. God, people are crazy. People are selfish. People are sloppy. People are rude, inconsiderate, dangerous, dysfunctional, untrusting, right? People have all these problems. How could this possibly be true? You're beautiful. You're perfect. You're not them. I love you, and they're crazy. What are you saying? You guys, I emboldened it to help us. If anyone says, I love God, and at this point, you guys, I loved him. I was like, oh, yeah, I love you. And hates his brother, he is a liar. Oh, my God. And we're going to have fun in Mexico. For he who does not love his brother whom he has seen cannot love God whom he has not seen. That's really uncomfortable. I see you. I can see you. You're here. Here you are in all of your wonderfulness. Here we are, our messy, beautiful selves, right? People are messy. When we have rules and standards and judgments that we've established and people don't fit in them, this gets really complicated. How could God possibly say that you don't love him if you don't love your brother? How is that possible? I ruminated over this for a long time. I could not get past it. It was like a splinter in my mind. That's a quote from Morpheus, by the way. I couldn't get past it. It's the question that drives us, Neo. I was meditating on this for days. I was obsessed. And you guys, I was young, so it was weird for someone like me to be obsessing over this because my friends were not. They did not care about this. I mean, to the degree that I just couldn't get past it. I was like this mad scientist in my brain, like just trying all this stuff, trying to make this work. I couldn't. And one day, I was taking this bridge, and I took a right on the bridge to my friend's house from my parents, and boom. It hit me. God pulled the curtain back a little bit. And I was like, oh, that's how this works. And I realized for the first time in that moment that love has nothing to do with the beloved. I'm just going to let that awkward thing just sit for a second. Agape, altruistic, unconditional love has nothing to do with whom it's given to. It has nothing to do with them. God can say that if you hate your brother, you're a liar, you don't actually love God, because how can you love your brother whom you've seen if you you can't love the person you've seen if you, what? I can't do it. For he who does not love his brother whom he has seen cannot. You can't love God if you don't love the person you've seen. We're talking about possession here. Either you have love or you don't, right? Love has nothing to do with the person it's directed at. It has nothing to do with the recipient. It has nothing to do with them. So as long as you're using them as justification as to why you can't afford love, you're a liar. The truth is not in you. You can't love God while you believe that. It's not about them anymore. Guess what? You don't actually love the Lord. Remember that commandment, the one commandment to rule them all? Love the Lord your God. Do it. Love him. But if this person across from the table or next to you or whatever inspires hatred in your heart, resentment, bitterness, frustration, offense, you don't love God. You don't have love because it has nothing to do with them. Just got really close to the chest. Oh, it's too close. Who can live like this? 1 Corinthians 13. If I speak in the tongue of men and of angels, but have not love, I'm a resounding gong or clanging cymbal. I'm just making noise. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. He does not envy. He does not boast. He is not proud. He is not rude. He's not self-seeking. He's not easily angered. He keeps no record of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Or love wins. Love never fails. Let's talk about it. We could all just brush past it if we wanted. You guys, love always trusts. Some of you don't know that. Some of you refuse to know that. Some of you can't accept that. You can't afford it. It will bankrupt you. The system you've operated in your whole life can't afford this. That word is always. Ceaseless. Continual. And that word is trust. That vulnerable, open dependence. But God, she's crazy. He's sexist. She's a gossip. He's abusive. But God, and then the court case. But God, and then we enter into the courtroom. And we accuse. We justify. We blame. Guess what? When the moment that's happening, guess what you don't have? The answer is love. You don't have love when that's happening. You're already wrong. You're already condemned. Oh, God. Love always trusts. We can't afford trust if people aren't trustworthy, right? Except for love disagrees. The struggle isn't, that person isn't trustworthy. The struggle is, I don't trust love. That's actually what we're talking about. You guys, this has nothing to do with them. It smells like burning in here. Can't afford to trust people if they're not trustworthy. Right? But trustworthiness, what about that? Don't you only trust people who deserve it? Don't we only trust people who've proven that they're worthy? Don't people earn my trust? Don't they? Trust, like love, is not based on other people. Trust is based on Him. That's the Lord. Either He is trustworthy or not, and your life will demonstrate what you believe. Either God is trustworthy or He's not. And you demonstrate if you believe that or not. If God is trustworthy, then you can give trust away. If He's not, then you can't. That shows you what you know about God. You guys, if you can't trust people for all the reasons and all the stories you have and all the justifications, what you're really telling us is you don't actually know the love of God yet. You've not experienced Him. You don't know Him. And I'm doing you a favor. I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm not here to condemn you or punish you. I think that we've covered that that's not anywhere near my operating system. I don't have any value for that. If this is hurting, that is the grace of the Lord. It's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to jump out of that burning, sinking ship and swim. Yeah, it's going to be different. The experience is going to be different. You're going to get a little wet. But guess what? You'll be alive. And everything you do will matter at that point. And I don't care if that begins with you having to admit, I don't actually know love yet. If that's where you are, that's where you must begin. If God is trustworthy, you can give trust away. You can afford it because it's not your account. It's not yours, guys. You don't have a little baggie of trust that you get to apportion to people who deserve it, who've earned it, who get paid by you. It's not the world you live in. At least it's not the one you want to live in, and it's not the one He created for you. That is not the system He put together for you. He had something better in mind. But a lot of people live with their little purse. There are apportioned amounts of trust that they're allowed to give away. It's limited. It's gated. It's earned. But guess what? If that's how you live, then that's what you believe. And that's how you gain trust. And you work for it. And you think that the stuff you have is because of you. And then gratitude becomes difficult. Sonship isn't a thing. Because we're talking about trust. Trusting other human beings. It's going to get worse. If you get to the place where you actually trust God, surrendered to His nature, in your spirit, you trust Him, then your trust now has become a gift. It is no longer a commodity with which you trade in this world. You are not for sale. Your trust is not to be bought or earned. It's not yours. And it's kind of awkward because some of you, you can't even hear me say that. It walks 2 steps in your mind and dies immediately. There's no life for it. You guys, what I'm telling you is true. The trust you have to give away, and I'm sorry, there's a typo and that drives me nuts, but the trust that you give away, it does not belong to you. And as long as you think you're the manager of the account, your means will be limited. Your life will stay small. You will have to consult with fear because God does not consult lack. He doesn't work with that. He doesn't even regard that. It's not real. It doesn't exist. Your trust becomes a gift when love is running the show, and you get to give it away liberally, graciously. I know there are all these questions. That's fine. What we must grab onto is what I'm telling you is true. Let the questions come in to fill in the gaps. What I'm telling you is true. Okay. Your trust becomes a generous offering with which people can do whatever they want. It's their choice, and you're okay. Why? Because you're jacked up. Right, Susan? That's it. You're tied in, connected, and possessed by something superior to anything they could choose. They cannot corrupt you. Love is perfect, and when you're filled with Him, they can't touch you. You guys, the idea of threat, of danger, of harm only exists in your fallen state of mind. That's not real. I'm telling you the truth. That's not real. Your trust becomes a generous offering with which people can do whatever they want. It's their choice. And you're okay. Why? Because you're jacked up. Because you have been filled with, you have been taken over by love. By love. You're tied in, connected, and possessed by something superior to anything they could choose. They literally don't have an option to override what you have. It's not available. It's not available. They can't choose above what you are, what you've become. They can't corrupt you. God is not looking to hang out. He wants to be you with you. That's another level of intimacy. There's no such likeness like that in this life. It's you and Him. Is that friendship? Is there exchange? Yeah, totally. But a lot of what we understand in those dynamics are based on separateness. This conception that you are possibly not Him. You guys, our union with the Lord, our intimacy, our relationship with Him, a lot of that takes form and shape in our minds within the idea that we're separate from Him. That's not real. Thank you. That's not real. The idea that you're coming toward God or leaving Him, that very idea is deception. We're pulling the layers back, you guys. We're talking about what you are. We're talking about what happened to you when Jesus hung on that cross, when that veil was torn. It wasn't just some cute symbolic thing. That was a physical manifestation of a spiritual reality that happened to you. It's finished. We are no longer separate. Do we have friendship with the Lord? Do we have a relationship with Him? Yes. It's just different than what you know. He's the closest being you will ever know because He's you. Man, that's uncomfortable. Jesus is using language. He's trying to find earthly parallels. We're one, and He and I are one, and we're one, and we're all one, and we're one, and it's one. What, Jesus? Go back to math. Go back to 4th grade, or 3rd, or 2nd maybe. I don't know. That doesn't work. Except for, guess what? He made everything up. He put this thing together. You guys, He made math. That came from Him. You're one with Jesus. Galatians 2:20. I have been crucified with Christ. Did you get crucified with Him or not? Did you? Some of you are like, no, I didn't. I wasn't there. I'm still walking around. Okay, except for wake up. What we're talking about is deeper than this. What He did is beyond what you are. You have been crucified with Christ. It's no longer you who's living here anymore. That person doesn't exist. And so many of us go around thinking that we're that. It's strange from what we actually are. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. What? And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God. Some translations say, by the faith of the Son of God. Jesus' faith. What? Who loved me and gave himself for me. You guys, this isn't you. This is not your deal. This is not your show. This is not your life. You were bought at a price. What the heck? So now you want to talk about trust? You want to talk about your right to withhold it? To refrain? To participate in a system that's contrary to the nature that's living in you? What? What are you talking about? We're in the big leagues now, gentlemen. Ladies, this is where the real work gets done. This isn't your life. People can't break your trust. It's not possible. It doesn't exist. I'm sorry, and you're welcome. I know, it's... Oh, no. Story time. You guys, we're going to make this nice and real. Let's make it real practical. Let's talk about my journey in this funny conversation we're having. So I used to be the house dad of a house. I had 6 other guys living with me. First-year students. Yeah! That sounds like a good time. I graduated from school a while ago, right? I was working at Bethel, and I moved in with 4 first years and 2 second years. Oh, God bless me. So, fast forward, got to know the guys. And I put my heart into this thing, man. I prayed about these people before they moved into my house. I was like, God, I want this place to be like this. I want these things to happen. And I started buying into this thing that I didn't even realize was gonna be beyond me, right? But I caught it, and so I was aware, and so I started saying yes and aligning myself to what God was already doing. I was like, okay. The moment I walked into the house just to even survey the land and figure out if I wanted to live there or not, I felt the presence of the Lord. Why? I don't know. I could feel providence. He was doing something. So I was like, okay. And I knew in that moment I'd be moving in there, but I told the guy I'd pray about it. I'd go be Christian about it. And then a week later, anyway. So I'm like, God, this place is going to be, whatever. I'm going to love these guys. I'm going to let them affect my life. I'm going to choose them. I choose them. We're going to have a place of intimacy here. We're going to move toward each other. We're going to know each other. We're going to have a culture of confrontation. We're going to deal with the crap. We're going to have a culture of celebration. We are going to recognize and embrace the things that God's doing in our lives. We're going to touch each other. That's not going to be weird. That weird false masculinity macho thing isn't going to exist in this house. We're going to celebrate each other. We're going to know each other. The love of God will be real here, right? Whatever, all that stuff. Then the guys moved in. Then we got to live together, and then we started using each other's dishes. We started having worship nights with 60 first-year students until 2 in the morning. Not a joke. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was fun. Okay, fast forward. One of the guys that moved in was super energetic, super lively dude. That's kind of what his spirit was like, constantly. And I was like, oh my God, it's exhausting just to be in the same room with this kid. All the time. You're laughing because you didn't live with it. It wasn't cute from the moment I saw it. I was like, oh crap. And anyway, the reason I didn't like it wasn't because I'm anti-energy. I'm not opposed to people being enthusiastic and bubbly. I'm not opposed to that. The problem I had was immediately I recognized what was coming out of him wasn't real. It wasn't honest. It wasn't connected to who he was. It was rehearsed. It was formulaic. It was practiced. It was false. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I'm thinking to myself, oh, God, help me. What am I supposed to do with this mess? So fast forward, a couple months goes by, and he starts to recognize things in my life. He starts to respect me. Like, hey, I want you to speak into my life. I want you to mentor me. I want you to if you see anything going on in my life that's not good, that's off, I want you to tell me. I want you to help me walk through all this. I want to get the most out of my first year experience. And I'm like, okay, seriously? Can I get you to sign this paper? Do you mean that? I'm just kidding. You didn't sign anything. I was like, okay, great. I can do that. And so fast forward a few months in, I'm like, hey, dude. And I'm starting to notice the other guys don't care about him anymore. They've turned their hearts off toward him, which is super sad because with everyone else, that's not happening. With everyone else, we're actually moving toward each other. It's messy. We got stuff to work through, but love is winning, except for this one guy. Everyone else is just kind of walking around him. No one actually wants to know how his day was. Like, it got to the point where they stopped pretending and they just didn't ask him anymore. They didn't care. So sad. Pulled him aside. Hey, man. How's life? Okay, cool. Oh, God. Are we done with that? Okay. Anything else going on? What else? Okay, is there anything else in there? Oh, what do you mean? How are you? I love you, man. What's going on? Okay. How is your relationship with the roommates? Okay. Not real, whatever. A couple times we've had sit-down conversations where, and I'm like, okay, and we're talking, and I'm trying to find a real person, and it's not happening. I'm speaking into this thing like, hey, what if did anything crappy happen today? And I don't want bad things to happen to him, but I'm like looking for something of substance. Is there anything real that you could share with me, with any of us? Nope, that's not it. Stop. No, not that. No, stop. Did anything real happen? I'm not saying it has to be bad. It needs to be real, please. No? Okay, I'll see you later. Okay, fast forward. He asked me to go to dinner with him. Oh, and then a movie afterward. I'm like, that is 4 hours of my life. Okay. Yes, I will do that. So we go to dinner. I'm like, oh my God, people can see us, dude. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, and I literally, 15 minutes in, I'm done. I'm like, why did I do this to myself? This sucks. God, where are you? Where are you, God? God. We get through dinner. It was grueling, man. It was rough because I need something real, right? And you have to realize at this point in my life, I've fought for authenticity. Not just for me, for my environment. I had helped so many people say yes to reality, to actual relationship, to trust, to love. Like, oh, it's amazing. And then he comes in and I'm like, yeah, this is painful for me. Because none of it's real. And I know there's a real person in there. Why won't he show up? Why can't he come out and play? What is the problem? We go to the movie. Don't even get me started on the movie. Whatever. We're out of the movie. We drive home. We're chatting, whatever. He sees my phone after the theater, and I'm just surveying which text I want to respond to. No. Oh, maybe yeah. Oh, later. Oh, no. I'm just catching up with my phone. We get to the house. I don't know why he just decides to bust this out right now. A friend of mine had asked if she could chat with me, so she's literally in our house waiting for me in the study. So we get out of the car, and we're walking across the street, and he's like, no one ever texts me. I was like, what? I'm sorry, what did you say? What was that? I don't understand what you just said. Sorry, what I actually said was, what do you mean? No one ever texts me. I'm always the one texting people. I'm always the one going out of my way. I'm the one pursuing people, and sometimes people don't even respond. I'm like, oh, that sucks. And I'm not surprised by this. It's not weird to me. I get it. I wouldn't respond. I mean, if I didn't live with this kid, I wouldn't respond either. After the 7th time I wouldn't do it. So Like, yeah, that sucks. He's like, yeah, look at you and your life, and everyone loves you, and they want to, but it just sucks. It's like, I would like for someone just for once to pursue me. Dude, that sucks. I'm sorry, I gotta go. Literally, that happened. I'm like, hey, maybe you should pray, talk to the Lord. I'd love for you to, that there's probably something there. You should definitely look into that. Crystal's waiting for me. I gotta go. So I left him. Chat with this friend. Her brother wanted to commit suicide or whatever, so we're working through all this stuff, and she's like in a good spot afterwards. She leaves 40 minutes later, right? I come out, and the guy's like dressier than when we went to dinner. I was like, what are you doing? Are you leaving? Yeah, I'm about to go out. Where are you going? I'm gonna go shoot some pool. At 10:30? With who? Oh, I'm just gonna go alone. Just feel kind of lonely, I just want to go think. Like, dude, there's a lot of pain in your heart right now. You're dealing with a lot of pain, which, by the way, I'm really proud of you. There's pain in there. I don't think being alone is the answer right now. I think you need to be with people. He's like, okay, well, what are you doing? Where are you? I'm going to be at the house. Are you going to bed soon? Probably like an hour and a half. Okay, well, maybe. Yeah, why don't you just be around? Just be in the house. Just be around us. We're in the hallway. I literally came out of the bathroom and caught him about to walk out. So we're talking in the hallway. The bathroom light is on, but the hallway's dark, and one of my roommates is in the living room on his laptop. So we're chatting, and he starts to process some of this pain. Like, dude, why is this all coming up? I don't know, just, people, I'm alone, no one wants to live, all this stuff. And at one point, I feel this energy come out of him. Like, I have to convince people to be my friend. I've got to buy a favor. I've got to sell this product. So finally, at one point, I was like, dude, you're not for sale. He was like, what? I was like, you're not. God, it just feels like you're trying to market yourself. You're not for sale. You're a human being. Like, you're designed for love, and that's not how love works, right? He's like, whoa, that's crazy. I was like, what? He's like, I literally have a memory of my dad in 7th grade. We were at a restaurant. He pulls out a napkin, and he draws a little thing and says, this is you. And it's your job for the rest of your life to sell this to the world. And he goes off to lay out the marketing plan for this kid on how he's supposed to garner relationships and favor and opportunity and connection and blah, blah. And he's just describing this to me, and I'm like, well, that makes sense. That's putting a lot more context to the last months of our life. Good to know. That sucks. So I looked him in the eyes and said, dude, and I know his dad. I'm like, dude, I love your dad, respect him. I think he loves you too, has the best plan for you and all that. I totally disagree. I think that's crap. I think that's crazy. That's insane what you're saying. Yeah, totally. And then he starts going off about, growing up in school, how kids were treating him, how his teacher treated him this one year and just called him this name in front of everyone for the whole year, and people it was awful and all this stuff, right? So I'm like, at this point, I don't know what to say to him. I'm not trying to fix it. All I feel inside myself is compassion. All I have to say is, I'm sorry. It sucks. I'm sorry. So I just hugged him. And then he starts to cry. How do I know this? Because I can feel him shaking under my arms. And I can feel the tears on my shoulder. I'm like, oh, this is happening. He's crying. I can feel it. Like I could physically feel the water on my back. I swear, if he's got snot on my shirt. So, and then the wails come out. He's like wailing, deep, guttural, like there's like a 12-year-old inside of him screaming, right? And in this moment, I'm just like, I keep saying, I'm sorry, man. I just keep saying, I'm sorry over and over again. That's all I had. That's all love was doing, right? He's just letting this out. It's like purging in this moment. And I'm thinking, this is awesome. I mean, this sucks, but I'm so glad that there's a human in here, right? And then I remember, our roommate's in the living room. He's probably like, because it's like, in the hallway out of nowhere. I'm not joking, right? You can't make this stuff up. So he pulls away after literally like probably a couple solid minutes of like roller coaster hugging. And he's like, oh, that felt really good. I haven't cried like that in years. Good. Glad you got it out. And he looked at me kind of just like bewildered, and he's like, who am I? And I'm like, what is happening? I swear, there have to be like hidden cameras somewhere. This is crazy. Is this real? Who am I? I'm like, dude, that's a really good question. And I felt the Lord right there. This is not yours. The Lord has a lot to say to you about that. I would highly encourage you to get with him and let him answer that. Yeah, totally. That's a good idea. Thanks, Mike. I love you. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. Good night. 3 days go by. He comes into the house. Hey, man, how's it going? Are you serious? I didn't say this, but my heart drops. I'm like, are you serious? No way, man. That was 3 days ago. Like, you've recovered already? Okay, so we kind of work through it. Every time I see him, no, this sucks. I'm so bummed. Because I know there's a heart in there, right? That needs love, that needs connection, and he's going back to everything he knew because it's comfortable and familiar and makes sense or whatever. So I'm super bummed. And it gets worse. Like, I start feeling this grating thing here every time he comes home. Like, what is that? Oh, what is that? And I didn't know it was him until I started recognizing the pattern. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, what is that? Oh, I'm feeling that thing. Why does this keep happening? And I'm honestly like considering, like, is something wrong with my life? Is the Lord like leaving me? No, I never considered that. It was like, did I do something wrong? Have I like neglected? What's going on? Why do I feel like this? And then like 3 seconds later, guess who walks in the door? I'm like, whoa, this is bad. Like I can feel him before he's walking in. Ooh, I'm getting really familiar with this thing. And it's this. What is this? So I pulled him aside. Hey, man, how's it going? Okay. Are we okay? Have I done something to offend you or hurt you? What do you mean? No. I love you. What are you talking about? Okay, I mean, just when you come home, I just feel this, whatever, like, I don't know what it is. I feel, it feels off. I feel great. I don't know what to tell you, man. Okay. Maybe it's just me. Sorry. Another month goes by. It's still happening. I now start noticing as soon as I walk to my car after work at Bethel Media, I feel it. Oh, he's home. This sucks. And I get home, and sure enough, he's home. How does that work? I don't know, you guys, it's crazy. But I could tell. As soon as my intention is to go home, I can feel what's happening. Something's there. It's there, right? So pull him aside again. Dude, seriously, are we okay? Mike, what the heck? What are you talking about? Are you okay? Are you mad at me? Like, what happened? Why do you keep bringing this up? I don't know. I just feel this. It's on my chest. I feel something on my chest. Understand me. I don't know what to tell you, man. Okay? Sorry, this is awkward. Leave it alone. A couple weeks go by. So my other roommates, who need to realize these guys love me. They trust me. They follow me. Hey, dude, I think you need to talk to I think something's off. What do you mean? He's talking about wanting to move out. He can't stand being around you. He doesn't feel wanted. Like, something's wrong. He's actually trying to get a bunch of us to move out with him. I'm like, what? Whoa. So I pull him aside. A couple days later, hey, how's it going? Are we okay? And I'm starting to feel like a really needy girlfriend at this point or something. Are we all right? Mike, what? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm fine. Are we okay? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just wondering, is there anything I could apologize for or clean up? Did I do something wrong? Have I hurt you in some way? No, everything's great. I love you. Okay? And I'm getting from 2 very credible sources, that's not true, right? But I love you, man. Okay. My bad. I'm out. I get another text from one of the guys. This is Mr. Peace. Mr. Peace in the house. Hey, it's bad. You need to do something. Like, he's upset. Like, he won't stop talking about it. Okay, thanks. Now I'm getting really mad. I'm feeling lied to, feeling betrayed, slandered, untrusted, all this stuff. I'm starting to get really upset. And I remember it was the Randy Clark event, so I'm at the Civic. I'm working in the events department there. My boss comes by, Deborah Coombs. Hey guys, how's it going? How's your day going well? Actually, no, my day sucks. What do you mean? Because look how hard was that? My day sucks. It's honest. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going through a lot of hard stuff with my roommates right now. Something weird's going on. I don't know what to do with it, and it's actually really weighing on me. And this is not usually for me, right? But this was a special moment. Oh, do you want to talk about it? Yes. Please. Help me. So we go for a walk. We sit by the fountain. We're just chatting, and I'm describing all this stuff. I start telling her about this guy and what he's thinking and feeling, what he said, and she looks at me and she goes, oh, Mike, he's scared. And I'm like, what? No, don't do that. What are you doing? Stop. You're my boss. You're on my team. Show up here. This kid sucks. It's ruining my life. Mike, you're a really confrontive person, which I love about you, but it's probably scaring him. He's timid. I can feel it. He's afraid. He's a kid. And I can feel her opening a door of compassion. I can feel it in the spirit. And I don't want it. No. And then she tells me, agree with your accuser. And I'm like, what? Mike, agree with your accuser. Why would I do that? That sounds insane. And you guys have to realize at this point, I'm teaching a roommates 101 class in BSSM. Like, I'm the roommates relationship guy. I'm teaching principles and practicum and all this stuff that's like legit and helping all these people. Like, all this like, oh my God, you've changed my life. I love it. It's amazing. Right? And I'm having this problem at my house. And she's telling me to agree with the accuser. And we know who the accuser is, right? I'm like, I can't agree with the accuser. Are you crazy? She's like, it's in the Bible. I'm like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. What? Look it up. Love you. Bye. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. I'm like, what the heck? It's in the Bible. This sucks. Agree with your adversary quickly. Agree with your accuser, some translations say. Be of a peaceable spirit with your enemy, other translations say. Agree with your adversary quickly while you are on the way with him, lest your adversary deliver you to the judge, and the judge hand you over to the officer, and you be thrown into prison. Assuredly, I say to you, you will by no means get out of there till you have paid the last penny. That's a P. I can feel the invitation to the truth, to love, to freedom. The problem is there's a cost. If I consider this and open myself up to that flow, to me, in that place, it felt like I would admit I'm wrong. I've failed. Everything I'm teaching is a lie. That's the extreme cost that I felt in this whole thing, right? Like, oh, it's in the Bible, that sucks. 1 Corinthians 6, 1-8. When one of you has a grievance against another, this is Paul talking to the church, does he dare go to law before the unrighteous instead of the saints? Or do you not know that the saints will judge the world? And if the world is to be judged by you, are you incompetent to try trivial cases? Do you not know that we are to judge angels? How much more then matters pertaining to this life? So if you have such cases, why do you lay them before those who have no standing in the church? I say this to your shame. Can it be that there is no one among you wise enough to settle a dispute between the brothers, but brother goes to law against brother, and that before unbelievers? To have lawsuits at all with one another is already a defeat for you. Why not rather suffer wrong? Why not rather be defrauded? But you yourselves wrong and defraud, even your own brothers. I hate this book. I can feel the door to heaven open. It feels like the fires of hell. Like, that's not good. That's not where the Lord is. It's fiery. It's hot. But that's where my spiritual counsel is telling me to go. And I can feel that life is there, but there's a furnace. I'm going to die. Another one of my close friends / advisors was like, Mike, it sounds like you're going to lose the relationship. If something doesn't change, you're going to lose him. Oh, it's true. I'm going to lose him. And so these things helped me, thank God. I got to process. I'm like, man, that's true. If this doesn't change, I'm going to lose this friendship. And as I considered that, like, no, I care about this person more than being right about this. Like, I love him. Honestly, I do. So all this offense and drama, like it's getting in the way, but I actually really care about this kid, so I almost cussed right now. So cuss word. So I go home and I'm seriously like heavy-hearted because it feels like I'm going to a noose. Like I'm going to the end of me. And I get home and the two guys who are like leaders in the house with me and like have been letting me know about whatever, they're both home. It's just the three of us. I'm like, oh, look at that. So I'm sitting there at the bar and one of them's like, hey, so how's the thing with so-and-so going? I'm like, it kind of sucks, but I talked to Deborah and whatever, and I think I'm going to apologize to him. That came out of my mouth. And they both were like they didn't know what to do with what I just said. They didn't understand it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm with them. I don't get it. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I think I need to apologize. And I start just defending him in this moment. He's young. I'm the guy, right? I'm scary, probably. I get it. That's fair. Has he done terrible things? Yeah. But it's because he doesn't know what else to do. He has no other way out. Like he's scared. He's fighting, And this is my fault. Like I'm the guy who's supposed to be providing a place of safety and covering and whatever. The fact that this is happening, I'm not guiltless in this or whatever, right? And so one of them is like, wow, I could never do that. I respect that. That's humility I don't have. And I was like, thank you. Thank you for that. It's really helpful. So I went away and was just considering this with the Lord. Like, oh God, am I really doing this? As I opened my heart to this, this is a strange encounter I had with the Lord. I bottomed out in my spirit, if you will. Like I touched something deep, foreign to me. The only place in Scripture I've found where God says to be perfect like he is perfect is in the same breath when he's telling you to love your enemies. And so be perfect like me. Love the people who hate you. And this kid is my enemy. He hates me, man. He's lying to my face and trying to start a coup in my own house when I'm the house guy. So I feel this intense, not super cute or sweet invitation to know God in a new way, in a deep way. I'm like, this sucks. And you know what Bill Johnson talks about Jesus holding a sword to your chest and telling you to come here? I have tasted the sword. It felt like me choosing to move toward this kid is like walking into the blade. Like I'm dying. This was so painful. So I'm like shocked and in awe and even a little grateful in the midst of all this, which was confusing, that I got to experience the Lord in this place. Like this is raw and painful, and there he is. And he's with me. And he's still fathering me, disciplining me, teaching me, growing me. Like this is love. Oh, it burns. So I asked this guy to coffee, or can we chat at home or whatever. He's like, can we meet at this place, a place we've never been to before? Not at home. Wow, he doesn't trust me. This is crazy. So I'm like, yeah, that's great. So we go there. Sit down. Seriously, dude? How we past that? I didn't say that, but we sit down. He's doing the thing. Okay, cool. Anyway, listen. The reason I wanted to connect and chat was, and you have to realize at this point in our relationship, he has not admitted that there's anything wrong. As far as he and I are concerned, everything's. So I'm like, I just wanted to take a moment and I wanted to apologize to you. I know that things between us haven't been awesome, and like I'm supposed to be the guy that's like safe and like cultivating this environment where you can like be known and connect and whatever, and I've not done that. I've done the opposite, and that sucks. And I don't. So in all the ways that I've contributed to you being afraid or not feeling safe at home, I'm sorry. That sucks. You deserve better than that. That's not cool. And I just scoured my brain in that moment to suck all of the poison out of our relationship. I just thought of anything I could have possibly done in this moment. And I'm just like owning it. I'm sorry for this and whatever. And whatever. So that happened. And while I'm saying this, he's looking at me. Tears just start streaming down his face. And that's the first sign I've gotten from him, the first admittance that there's anything wrong between us. He'd been lying to me up to that point. So I followed love to this place where I get to die, and my hair is on fire, and my organs are falling out, and I just feel really exposed and powerless, right? And I'm like cutting myself open in front of this kid. And he breaks. And he thanks me, and he forgives me, and he apologizes for leaving his shoes out one time. I'm like, it's cool, man. And we hug, and we reconciled. And all this hate and this turmoil and this poison got sucked out in a moment. And if one of us hadn't followed love, this would not have happened. And I would not be friends with him. He and I are good friends today. We actually work together in business. We do stuff together. So it's amazing, the power of love and reconciliation, all of that. I don't actually know. Do I have anything else down here? No? Okay. You guys, love is not a choice. Love is not a feeling. Love is not action. If you guys need to go, you can go. I'm not done yet, so I'm going to keep going. Sorry. I'll wrap it up in the next 2 minutes. Love is not a feeling. Love is not a choice. Love is not action. Love is a spirit. Love is the spirit. And the only way we get to relate to this spirit is not to agree. It's to surrender. The only way we get to have love is to surrender to him, to let him direct our course, even when it costs us, even when it's painful, even when we can't see the other side. The only way to actually move in real power in this life is to allow love to possess us. In that place, people become beautiful. In that place, your trust is limitless. Your heart is safe. In that place, the world will seek Jesus in you. When we let love be us, it's from that place that we will change the world. This is the one spirit we must discern if any of the other ones are going to fall in their right place, if they're going to serve the way they're meant to. You guys, if you want to win in this conversation, in this dynamic, in this gifting, you must let love win. You must give up. He knows the way. I mean, he is the way. He's your way. You don't find it. He finds you. Can you put your heart on your chest? Put your hand on your heart. Put your heart on your chest. What's the big deal? Spirit of love. Thank you for being with us. God, I ask that you would flood this room. I ask that you would fill them. God, that you would be them. Would you put them on? Would you take them up? Yeah. I declare rapture over you in Jesus' name. I give you permission to be drunk in love, to lose yourself in his nature, to let him spill you out for the world. And you get to enjoy it. I give your heart permission to discover the reality that it's more blessed to give than to receive. That actually you benefit more by giving. God, thank you that your nature is beyond what we can come up with, that you are beautiful and profound and oh so powerful. We say yes to you and your nature in us. God, would you fill them in Jesus' name? Amen. You guys, thanks for taking this class. So enjoyed having you. Have a great rest of your life.